And hello, this is Lady Lou, the baby boomer babe, and we're here today with our Reset for Success show. We come on every Wednesday at 12 noon Central Time. And there we are. Hello, everyone. We're so glad you're here. And there's our Marian LaSalle. Say hello, Marian.
Hello, Marian.
She is our technical wizard. She keeps us straight on all the good technology to bring our show to you. And our very special guest is Ted Shaw. Say hello, Ted.
Hi, how's everybody? Thanks for having me on the show.
You're welcome, Ted. I think I found you on Facebook or something. I kind of like picked you up, if you will.
Uh-huh.
Ask him to be on our show because I loved reading what he does. This man, I think, is a genius, but that's my opinion, and entitled because the things he does are so marvelous. He used to teach fire walking and co-authored a book. He has written a book called The Magic of Wonder, and he's an artist, paints auras, people's auras. Can you believe it? And all kinds of good things, and lives the lifestyle of the rich and famous in Mexico. So, Ted, what else do you do?
Oh, I'm many things to many people. I am a life coach or life path coach,
Yes.
firewalking instructor, seminar facilitator, author, writer, poet. What else have I done? What else do I do? Oh, artist.
I know. You make people happy.
There you
I
go.
love that. Yes, ma'am. I tell people quite often I have one of the best jobs on the planet. I get to be there for people when the light comes on.
Beautiful. Well, Marian, I'll bet you have a question for Ted.
I have a lot of questions for Ted, and some of them are kind of selfish. Like, I want to move to Mexico where you live.
Okay. All right.
Will you be my guide when I get there?
We'll try to keep you out of trouble.
Yes. How did you know that was my next one?
It's quite peaceful here, actually. Yes.
I think a lot of people immediately go to, oh, I couldn't move to Mexico or even go to Mexico because there's a lot of crime and it's not protected by the United States. And so if you know somebody who is already living there, it might make you feel better about actually doing it, even if it's 6 months out of the year, right?
Yes. Yes, we have a lot of expat or a lot of not expats, but a lot of what we call snowbirds that come down here from Canada, northern U.S. They come into this area for the weather to get away from the cold up there.
Perfect.
And I love what you said earlier. You weren't on camera then, so I'm going to repeat what he said. He said 360 days a year. It's like springtime in Houston.
Yes.
The weather.
360 days a year. I wake
Now
up
that sounds
early
good.
spring or late spring. And in the rainy season, we're in the rainy season right now. But the rains 90% of the time come during the nighttime. So can you imagine laying in your bed, peacefully asleep, listening to this thunderstorm going off and rolling off the sound rolling off the mountains and the lightning, and you wake up in the morning and everything is fresh, the rain is gone, and you, man, it's nice here.
The second thing that really intrigues me about meeting you is it looks like you have high-speed internet, because I can tell you haven't varied at all. That your speech is right on with your lips. So
Okay.
that would be another issue that people would have about moving somewhere like Mexico. Do they have internet? Like for someone like me, I live on the internet. That's my home.
Me too. Me too. I do lots of research and a lot of communications online. And there are other expats here who do work from home. And high-speed internet is essential for us to do that. Many of us will have 2 or 3 services subscribed to. In case one fails, we can just switch over to the next one. Internet service depends on where you're located, what company services your area. There is a fiber optics company offering, they're trying to get stable here. That's a huge high-speed internet. Right now, I'm on a regular, it's brought into the house by a telephone line, and I'll get about 8 or 9 megabytes per second on it.
Pretty good.
And we've just got it back on here for the last 2 days. We were out for 3 days for this service. Mm-hmm.
It happens.
It's very rare because we haven't been out here for 2 years or more.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of things to consider for people that want to come here, and that's one of them. And I'll be happy to help people. Send me an email, and I'll again try to keep you out of trouble.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So my first real question for you, that's not selfish, I'd like to share you with all of our audience, is tell us a little bit about who you are and what you got going. I know that you have a book that's available on Amazon, so why don't we start there?
Okay, I'd love to. The book that's available on Amazon, right now it's available in ebook. I'm trying my best to get the paperback version uploaded this week. It may roll into next week. The Magic of Wonder. The whole idea of this book was to condense 20 plus years of research, personal experiences, 3 near-death experiences, 2 divorces, which should add up to 5 near-death experiences. So resetting for me is, I've done it a lot. I've done it many, many times. And I've always waded into this self-improvement arena, just being like drinking from a fire hose. There was just so much information and so much technology and so much, you have to go up on a mountain and study in the Himalayas, or you have to do this and this and that. And I'm like, I think it's easier than that. I believe it's easier than, I've proved that it's easier than that. And so I wanted to bring all of that knowledge, all of that experience, and condense it down into more or less a handbook, and easy to read and easy to get into. This stuff is easy. It really is easy. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to require a whole lot of investment, a whole lot of time. And that's the purpose of this book, is to introduce people into the idea that when you change your thoughts, you change your whole world.
Okay. So Ted, I think, hold on. I just want to talk about this for a minute, because I think so many people got, and I hate to say the words, but I will, brainwashed. Okay. So we went for a long time where everybody just thought whatever they thought. And then our churches and our governments and people told us what to do. And we were in that mode for so long that it's taking a while for us to get out of that mold. Have you noticed that the churches and the people that thought that they had control of us, their grip on us is releasing. And so it's just taking people like you that can let us have it. Okay, you can give us the microphone back. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Take your life back.
Yeah.
Take your life back.
Yeah.
Take your life back. It's scary. I'll admit that it's scary. And I teach all about comfort zones, and I pointed out in the book, how we get into our comfort zones, why we stay in a comfort zone, and why would we want to get out of that comfort zone, because it's not comfortable.
No.
But if you look at successful people, every successful person, the one thing they've accomplished is learning how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. We don't learn, we don't progress, we don't grow until we get out of our comfort zone.
Exactly.
So we've been in our comfort zone for decades. The churches have helped us create it. The politicians have helped us create it. We've all learned how to depend on, the government's going to take care of me. Everything's going to be fine.
Exactly.
And now all of a sudden it's like, there's no point of reference anymore. All of our comfort's gone. All of our dependability's gone. And and people are scrambling. Yes. And it's easy. It's easy to lose focus when you're in that process. But if you can focus on the process that I outline in the book, if you focus on that, then you got a point. You got a point to start with, and from there you can build another level of comfort. being able to trust the process instead of trusting outside sources. Does that help? Does that answer your question?
Oh, it does for me. Well, your little title is the change agent, and change is so scary to some people.
Yes, ma'am.
Like you said, why should we change? It's comfortable in here.
We spend all of our life creating a comfort zone. All of our life, from the time we're infants, and we're a blank slate, and we start bringing in data, and when something feels odd, we cry, and a solution shows up for us. And from that point forward, we spend our lifetime creating what is the most comfortable environment we could possibly enjoy. And man, and it's one of the strongest human behaviors resist change. And in firewalking, that's a big thing. When I put on a firewalk, a lot of my talk, a 2-hour talk prior to the opportunity to walk on the fire, is all about change. It's all about getting out of your comfort zone, how to do it, why would you do it, and what to do when you get out there and things just, I want to walk on fire? Oh, I'm going to die. But I've watched and I've heard stories about people who, a spouse, for instance, they spend 30, 40 years living together. One of the spouses passes away. Soon thereafter, the other spouse will follow that because their fear of a new change, a new life, a new existence is so great, they would rather die than change.
I was there, Ted. My husband died when I was 44, and I spent a whole year, 12 long months, hibernating in my house until it finally got unbearable. I'm a people person. I could not hibernate any longer. So I had a little talk with God, and I said, look, I got 2 choices. I can die, which is the one you just talked about, or I can get my life back. And then I let it go. That's what you do when you pray. You let it go. A week later, I saw a newspaper article about a women's networking group, and I bucked up and I went, and it changed my entire life from then on. But I wasn't comfortable. I was miserable going with myself. It changed my life. So that's the key.
It is. And oftentimes we don't want to change because of the fear of change. But we change, most of the time, we change because the pain of staying where we are is greater than the fear of where we may be going.
Yes. And it was such an enlightening experience when I finally broke through that. And that's what my book is about, that's living in my computer. I got to get it out of there. But women in particular have this withdrawal syndrome. They just don't know what to do next. And I certainly didn't.
I became a life coach by selfish motivation. My second wife, when she left me, she took the money out of the banks and it just broke me. Broke my heart, broke my soul, broke my financials. I immediately went from platinum credit, upstanding business person in my community, to being many, many tens of thousands of dollars in debt. No way out of it. Brokenhearted. I was dead. I had a gun to my head, and I was about to pull the trigger, and I snapped. I said, I'm better than this.
Yes.
I know I'm better than this. And I flashed back to all the things that I'd accomplished in my life, and then many times that I'd started over in my life, and many times it was basically a whole new reset. And I stopped and I said, just do this again. You've got all of this knowledge. You've got all of this experience. You can do this again. I put the gun down. I got up. I shook myself off, and I started reading every book I could find on relationship dynamics, because I didn't want to make that mistake again. And I learned the mistakes that I made in my previous marriages. People would have conversations with me. I would share them the knowledge, and why don't you become a life coach? Why don't you become a relationship coach? And I'm like, I'm just doing this for me. I don't think about anybody else. But it evolved. I had so many people asking me that just evolved.
If it's working for you, it could work for me, right?
That's right. And it
That's the
has.
attitude.
It has. And it's not a few of the things I'm sure have been inspirations, my personal inspirations, my personal downloading of stuff, but a lot of it is it's already out there. It's already out there. We just need to tap into it.
We have a question from the audience.
Oh,
This is from
Yes.
Karen. She says, how many coincidences in your life becomes realities that totally change your life?
Ooh, good question. I don't believe in coincidence
Ah,
for a number of reasons. I don't believe in coincidence. So
tell us
I don't know
more.
if that answers the question or not, but it's they say that hindsight's always 20/20. I can look back from this point in my life and I can see how all of those coincidences that I thought were just coincidences have all been orchestrated by my intentions, by my higher intelligence, whatever. Well, wonder, the magic of wonder. It really starts with wonder. When we start wondering about things, then we start a process of magic.
So, Ted, I don't know if you noticed or not, but the name of our channels, podcast and YouTube, is Natural Curiosity, because I am just the most curious person you'd ever want to know. So the magic of wonder really hits home for me, because when you start wondering about things is when you can start opening up to new possibilities. If you feel stuck, start wondering, start being curious, right?
Yes, exactly.
I love it. You're like
It's
my
the
kid
magic.
here.
It's the magic. That's where everything starts. Imagine prehistoric man seeing fire for the first time.
yeah.
I wonder what this is. And the next question, I wonder, can I touch it? No, can't touch it. I wonder what else can I do with it? And that wonder became, in today's world, he thought about fire. He did some experimenting with fire. He found out that, okay, that in his cave, it could heat, it could light up the night, so they no longer had to fear these unknown noises right outside the cave and huddle in fear. Now they have a tool that would help them light their way in the pathway. Hardening clay to make pots, refining metal ore to make tools, machines, weapons. Today, we drive cars made with fire. We wear clothes made with machinery that has been created with fire. Our whole existence, our whole lifestyle worldwide is a relationship that started with wondering about fire.
Huh.
I totally agree with you, but we need to back up a little bit, because we have another statement, not a question, but a statement from the audience. And this was something I was thinking about as well. So I'm sure if both of us were thinking about it, Lady Lou, and maybe some other people were too, about change. Okay, so you were talking about how we stay in our comfort zone. Well, she says, what I was thinking, this is Karen again, sometimes you get dropped into change whether you want it or expect it.
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about that.
Wait till your wife walks out the door and changes your entire lifestyle in 30 minutes. Everything you've built, everything you worked up, being worth almost $1 million, having a successful company that employed many employees, supporting their families, to not being able to do any of that.
That's crazy.
I was dropped into it, but going forward from that, learning all of the stuff that I learned, I could look back and see, that was actually one of the best things that ever happened to me. At the time, remember, I had a gun to my head. Looking back, I'm going, wow, she was the best, worst thing that ever happened to me.
I like that.
Like that.
I guess we could all come up with something like that, huh?
I'm pretty sure everybody can. Most people I have that I've talked to.
Yeah, not quite that's the same, maybe. And maybe not pushed to putting a gun to our head, but thinking about it. I'm sure most of us
Yeah.
have thought, man, I wish I was, not here. Any place but here.
Well,
Right?
we drive down the road and all of a sudden we get a blowout or we get a flat tire. Did I manifest that? There's some schools of thought that say yes, and on some level you did manifest that, and then there's other schools of thought that said, well, hey, things just happen. Equipment wears out. It's just the way of nature. But it's how we react to those events.
There you go.
More than the event.
There you go. That's how I have changed over the years. I used to be afraid of everything. I can't leave the house because I might have a flat tire and I'm in Detroit. And who wants to have a flat tire in Detroit? And what if I run out of gas? Then I'm really, yeah. I used to drive a truck for a living cross country. And so I had to get over that fear because, I did break down in the middle of the Everglades. And I had no way to have air conditioning, so I had to keep the windows open, and the bugs were bigger than my fist. I was like, oh my God. So yeah, we can be dropped into or taken out of the comfort zone without our knowledge or our, let's face it, our not only our knowledge, but our permission. We didn't give it permission to do that to us.
Mm-hmm.
So whether we brought it on ourselves or not, we can use it as a learning experience. We can look at it right then when it's happening to us as wonder what's going to happen from this. I wonder how I'm going to grow, right? Now, I haven't read your book yet, but I'm going to. I can't wait to get a copy.
Yes.
Here's the question I ask. Whenever we find ourselves surprised by something that has jarred us out of our comfort zone, practice asking this question. I wonder what is the opportunity in this situation?
Yes, I like that.
What opportunity is the universe presenting me with?
Mm-hmm. And then run with it. Don't just sit there and look at it.
Yeah, you got to trust the process. You got to take action. Yeah.
And that's what I did after my husband died. Because it was just so scary. What do I do now? It was just too much because I'd always been someone's daughter or someone's wife. And then, who's Louise? And I know a lot of women go through that one.
Now we've had a bunch of people that have come into the audience after I showed your book. So tell us the name again. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Okay. And Marty, hi Marty.
Hi Marty.
You, Marty. I've been wondering about you. Marty's in California, and I've been wondering, are you okay with the fires and everything? I hope you're staying safe. And he wants to know the name of your book, so I'm going to put it up on the screen here. Tell us more about your book, please.
Sure. The title is The Magic of Wonder. Fun and easy self-improvement. And it's all about how everything starts with wonder and what we do with it after that. It is a condensation of over 20 years of personal experience, research, met with a number of indigenous North American First Nation people. They're medicine women, they're medicine men. I've experimented with a lot of different ways to gain knowledge, and I've tried to condense it into this book. I felt like there was just an easier way to get where we want to be without having to go study with a guru in the Himalayan mountains or attend a 12-week long fasting seminar. Those are all good, don't get me wrong. But for those of us who don't have the time or the resources to get into all of those things, get into my book. Seriously, get into my book.
Yes. Well,
I'll tell you this. You buy my book and you get into it. If you don't think it's worth the money, send me an email. I'll send you back your money.
There you go. Well, tell us about the little offer you have for us.
Oh, okay. For all of those that have tuned in today to this live presentation, I'm offering to them a 20-minute empowerment session with me. Bring your deepest desire, your deepest concern, your whatever it is, bring it to me, and let's see if we can't get you started off in a more positive direction with a more positive way of looking at things. email me. The email has been posted, I think, on your site.
Repeat it for us, Ted.
You can send me an email to Ted Shaw at themagicofwonder.com.
Good, as we have that for our podcast audience. They can't see it, but they can hear you. Mm-hmm. And we've always got the description down below the videos on YouTube and Facebook, so they can connect with you just by scrolling down there after the video.
Good. Reach out to me. Be happy to help.
Oh, that sounds grand. Everything you have said hits home for so many of us. And I used to hear the old saying that some people live in a rut, which is that lack of change. And then they told me that the definition of a rut is it's a coffin with the ends kicked out.
I've heard that, yes.
So that's kind of scary. If you're living in that unchanged world, consider it your coffin, because that's where you're going to end up anyway. So let's get you out of there and on the path to the magic of wonder.
Yes.
I love it. Well, briefly tell us about your aura painting, because we're almost out of time.
Okay. Oh, well, in 2004, I fell into a coma. During that coma, I downloaded a lot of information, one of which was seeing auras, knowing what the colors meant, and being able to paint those and interpret those colors. I've done thousands of them for everyday people, CEOs of multi-million-dollar corporations. I was even commissioned to do one for President Obama's half-sister, all with very little advertising. It's been word of mouth.
Wow. Show us one. Have you got, I think you have one to show us.
One moment.
That's it. The colors are just spectacular. So this is something to think about as a gift for a special person or even yourself. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful?
My apologies for the glare on the glass, but
it's coming.
This is the aura portrait of my wife.
Beautiful.
Now, I can't interpret this for you because my interpretations are private and personal. People can share if they want, but I can't.
Well, that's fair. So I think he's frozen and Marian has dropped off. So it's me that you have. So he'll be back in a minute and so will Marian. But this magic of wonder is something I think resonates with a lot of people because they're stuck. They don't know where to go next. So definitely get Ted's book over on Amazon. Just type in Ted Shaw under the book, the little browser thing and search for Ted Shaw, The Magic of Wonder. It's a beautiful thing. And that's also his website, themagicofwonder.com. So definitely send him an email if you're interested in getting that consultation, because that will be big, especially if you're stuck right now. So whoops, everybody cut off. Looks like I'm it. There she is. And Ted left quick. He got frozen, so he left. I'm sure he'll be back in a second, too, so we can say goodbye. This is the magic of technology.
Don't you love it?
Oh, we almost got through the show.
So what did I miss? I love Ted. I'm telling you, he's my new best friend. I just have this feeling. I just love him. Thank you for bringing him to us, Lady Lou. And listen, if you're out in the audience and you want to be on our show, all you have to do is contact Lady Lou. She is our scheduler, and she will get you scheduled in because I know you have a message you want to share. I know you do.
That's right. And we're happy to know you. And we're booking out into October now, so better hurry.
Marty says, I asked him about whether he was safe from the fires, and he said, yes, we're okay. There is one fire near us, so we're getting a lot of stinky smoke. The Eldorado fire, the one started by the gender reveal party, in case you've heard of that. They don't tell us these things, Marty. They probably tell you about it because you're close to the California fires. We just know that it's just crazy over there. Okay, it's so many people have been affected by the fires. We're sending our prayers and our love your way. That's for sure. Yes. Just like you all do when we have a hurricane.
Oh gosh. Well, I think we better wrap it up then because I don't believe Ted's going to get to come back.
Okay, well, one other thing, I do want to say something to Marty. Now, Marty has a wonderful newsletter that goes out. It's absolutely delightful. And he has tips and recipes. He does all kinds of healthy information. So I would love to have you on. Okay, so I'm putting the public pressure here for you, Marty. I want you on our show. Come on,
He's
contact Lady Lou.
Yeah, he's getting ready. We've talked.
All right.
Just not quite ready. I forgot what it is, his website or something.
Don't let anything stop you, Marty. He says, thank you for the love and the good vibes. Well, we do love our audience, and we love everybody that sends us love as well. So bring it on.
Bring it on.
Thank you for joining us today. We're here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday, we have the Work from Home show. It's at 12 o'clock Central. Tuesday, what do we have, Lady Lou?
Our Ask the Experts show. And we've got a wonderful guest coming up next Tuesday called Michael Bryant. He's from Baltimore, and he is the unstucker. He's going to get us unstuck. So tune in on Tuesday evening, 7 Central.
And then on Wednesday, we have this show, which is our Reset for Success, because I know that we all need to be reset. Things happen. I call it pokes, so you can call it whatever you want, but people and things poke us and try to push us out of our comfort zone. And sometimes we don't want to go. So we're here every Wednesday at 12 to help us all reset. Because if you can keep your vibration higher, if you can keep your feeling good, then you're going to attract better things into your life. You're going to attract wonderful people and thoughts and good things into your life. Isn't that what you want? It's what I want.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, that's great. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mary. We thank Ted in absentia. And we'll have him back. Believe me, we'll have him back.
All right. Bye now.
Bye.